everyone.
We were just joking about wanting to start all howdy, because Lisa's got her country girl shirt on.
Got my country girl shirt on. Well, we live semi-rural. Sometimes, I'm not always a hippie. Sometimes I wear my country girl look. Hello, everyone, and good morning. Well, I'm going to say good morning. I just have to get over saying that.
Doesn't matter. If you don't live near us, just forget that that's why we say good morning, because we're in a different part of the world to you. It's all good.
And you're probably on replay. Okay, so what do you want to... Oh, I know what we're going to talk about today. Yeah, you start. Go for it. It's your story.
Okay, well, so we've been talking about energy, the energetics, the way that you work with energy, the stuff that's underneath all the doing, the how you be, the how you show up, so much lately, and we'll continue to. And then yesterday I had an experience where I was very out of flow parenting, and
it does happen. It totally happens to everyone.
It was so not fun. So I have a few. Actually, that's the only one I can think of at the moment, but I'm sure I have some other ones too. I have this situation that I try to avoid. I have tried to avoid until I really sat with it today and went like, what's the energy going on underneath here? And it's shopping with my son. I don't mind shopping with my daughter. I actually quite enjoy it, but with my son, I decided, and I set that. I made a very kind of set energy inside me that shopping with my son sucks, and
it's stressful.
And he won't hear my no, and we'll just fight, and I'll say at the end of it every time, I never want to shop with you again. So I just
And what does he say?
And he often says, I hate shopping with you too. He says, you suck to shop with. We blame each other. And it means that I have actually, for quite a while now, just figured out how to shop without him. It's like I'll just shop without him, which is, like, in some sense, a solution.
It totally is. Like, sometimes we shift the external and just avoid it, because then we don't have to come up against that particular dynamic. And that's legit. I would say that's legit.
Yeah. But then yesterday, I needed to go shopping, and he really wanted to go. He's really obsessed with cards and card tricks at the moment. Amazingly, like, he's getting so into it. So he wanted to go to a shop that had really special cards that was close to where I was shopping. So I really, really wanted to come with me.
Hi, everyone who's joining. I'll just say hi. Come back through.
And it meant that he was hanging out with me. Like, first I went to this all-organic food co-op next to where he was looking for his cards, and it was a really nice experience. And even when he came and joined me in the shop, like, it was all fun, it was all connecting, and there was nothing in there that would cause conflict between us.
Do you want to say what the base of the conflict is between you and Oscar?
The main conflict is that I love buying really healthy, wholesome, and kind of food and things that I think are good for the earth and good for us. And while he often eats great stuff with me, he also really likes to get things that, especially when I'm in particular states, have me shudder and have me go, I don't want that stuff.
Think multicoloured rainbow paddle pops and big bags of MSG ridden chips and stuff. Yeah, lots of junk food. Yeah, okay, we get the point.
And so after we were at this small shop, we went to a giant supermarket, and he followed me around and asked for different things, and pretty much straight away my energy closed and got like really set, and I would like it puts me in this weird space where I'm just like, I pretty much like hate the world. I'm like, I wish all this stuff just never existed, and I get really angry at him, and I'm like, stop, and I'm like, you've got to listen to my no, but I'm saying it in this place that kind of invites more conflict between us. And then we walk out of the shop, we're both like exhausted, like, whoa, what was that? And like at first I was like the habit of, see, I never want to go shopping with him again, I've just got to avoid it. Like we get along really well most of the time, and we actually really sorted it out afterwards. Like in the car, we reconnected and shifted the energy, and we were both like apologizing, and it felt really healthy and good afterwards. But I still had this hanging on thing of, that was so not a good experience. Like, we just had a really disconnected, dissonant experience together, and I have not worked out how to not have that again. I realized that yesterday, so I really wanted to sit with it.
Taking the challenge.
Yeah.
So we sat and talked about it this morning, because Kaya brought it to the morning coffee that we have. And there were lots of things going on that we thought might be good to talk about at the base level. And so probably the first piece that I think would be helpful is expectations. This is an ongoing dynamic. So this isn't like a one-off. This is like a well-entrenched, established pattern for you guys.
Yeah, yes, totally.
For years.
Yeah, it is. And the biggest expectation that pretty much creates the whole dynamic is that this is going to be really hard, and like, it's going to be stressful.
Yeah.
It's going to be horrible. So I pretty much, it's almost like as soon as I start walking into the big shops with him, I gravitate that energy and I project that energy out.
Yeah. So your expectation that you have in a moment is important to be aware of, because it will set your energy. And this is a really important piece that Kara and I are going to be talking about a lot in the next, 10 days or so. We're doing it a lot at our workshop. We've got a free masterclass coming up. I think it's floating around somewhere already.
It is.
It's out there. But
we can put a link.
And we're going to talk about it there in the workshop as well. But so one of the most important things is, when you're working with your energy in a situation, how you set your energy. And one of the places, if you're not conscious of it, is you set it from your expectations on how you believe it's going to go. So your mind is saying, oh, this is going to be stressful. And so your energy is going to follow that. And especially if it's an entrenched habit that's been happening for a while, then there's a script that gets started, and all these things cascade naturally, and your energy will get set. So for Kaya, her energy kind of closes down into combative mode, and she gets like this stress response in her body, and she sets and projects this energy of, I am at war with everyone, and I am going to get my way, and I am in control, and I'm going to get through this.
I've got to be in control.
Okay.
And this doesn't mean that, like, oh, what I have to do is, like, go opposite that and go, oh, this will be an amazing experience. There'll be, like, sunshine beaming out of me, and we're going to, like, skip through the aisles together and just, like, love the experience. It doesn't mean I have to jump to that.
No. In fact, I would say you can't jump to that. That's not going to work for you.
It's unrealistic. Yeah. And then you're not actually tuning into what's really alive and tuning into your energy, because, like, you can't lie to yourself, and energy is underneath everything.
And you can't jump that far in your energetic state in one big swing, typically. So shift a little bit up, but you're not going to get to rainbow beams skipping. I love that.
But what I realized is I actually wasn't even thinking about my energy before I even went into the shop. And I wasn't even tuning into what it felt like in my body, like what I was actually, the energy I was projecting and the feelings I was having, and like tracking we've talked about that in other videos, actually tuning into what's going on in me. Because if I actually stop to do that, then I have a little bit of space from it, I have a little bit of perspective, and then I could actually make a choice around, what is the energy that I really want to set, in this space? And if I'm coming from that kind of connection, I'll be able to tell if I'm jumping too far. If I'm like, oh yeah, I want this to be a rad experience, it won't feel alive, it won't feel true, it won't feel available.
But maybe you could reach to this. I'm going to have this be a kind of calm, spacious experience. Like, or maybe that's not even what you can jump to. But like,
Yeah,
I'm curious now.
Yeah.
Now with awareness, we'll do this kind of live for everyone.
Yeah.
Next time you go grocery shopping with Oak, what do you want to have? Like, what energy do you want to set? And I know that it will depend on the moment. But if you could pick, like, what would you choose? What would feel good and available?
Yeah.
Available is an important word, okay? And Kay has kind of talked about it, but like, what would feel better and what would feel available to you?
Yeah. So there'd definitely be an energy of partnership, and an energy of like, there'd be an energy of connection. And when I say that, I firstly mean connection with myself. Like in those situations, I'm very much kind of in my head and in fight-flight mode, because I'm not using all of my brain.
And maybe even a bit of an energy of potential.
Yes.
Sometimes when we open up ourselves to a bit of what is available, we open ourselves up to just the potential for something to be different. And that's a powerful energy. Like, even if you went in and you set your energy as there's potential here for us, that's better than...
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, so the other piece that we want to talk about here that's coming up is the idea of understanding energy and how it works. And the main piece here, there's a lot of things that you could say about how energy works, but the one thing that we want to talk about here is in the energetic realm, there's always energy flowing back and forth between people. In fact, energy is contagious unless you choose to say, no, I won't. I put my boundary up, and that's yours, and I'm not accepting it, which is super easy to do. You just mentally, nope, that's not me. If you don't do that, the default is that energy is quite contagious, moving in between everyone. There's like so much information carried energetically in between people.
And we get pulled into a slipstream that is strong.
So energy, unless you specifically say otherwise, is contagious between people. And the second piece to be really clear on is that the strongest energy wins in the situation, becomes the, I don't win, but becomes the dominant energy, the one that pretty much overrides everything else. And often our children, interestingly, are really congruent and aligned in the moment with their energy. They're not thinking as much as we are, and they're not as diffuse. They want what they want, and their energy is strong, and their motivation to get it is single focused, and they're very right. And they often have this energy of, I am very clear, this is what I want. Right? Now, if you take that energy, if that is very strong, and if on the flip side, your energy is like, this is going to be stressful, I don't want this to be stressful, I wonder how I can make this easy, like your energy is a bit like this, you are going to be pulled into their energy. And that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be pulled into, oh, I should give him what he wants. You're going to be pulled into that energy of, I know how I want this to work, and I am single focused in it, and this is the way it will happen. And then that's that energy meeting that energy in the grocery store.
Which is what was happening.
And that's what happens. So, given that, Kaya, any thoughts that you want to share? I'm curious. I don't know what's coming up. I could keep talking, but I want to be more story-based than teaching-based today. Yeah,
well, so, I mean, the actual real-life story of what happened is I did not implement any of this stuff. Self-acceptance doesn't happen all the time. But I'm actually really grateful to have had that experience and to be reflecting on it. And I'm actually excited. I certainly wasn't feeling this yesterday, but I'm excited to go shopping with him again now and feel in flow while doing it. And he would love that too. Like, he wants to. We've both got this story about it being hard. And around what Lisa was saying about energy is contagious and the strongest energy wins. It's all connected with setting energy. Like if I connect with myself and set the energy that I want to project, the energy that I want to be a part of creating, and the intention that I want to imbue that energy with, and I really take, like, even if it's just 30 seconds to step into the store with an awareness of that and with an embodied experience of that, then I have strong energy.
Yeah. Yeah, the place where your energy is not strong is when you lack congruency. And that's another video and a really important topic, and one of the most important topics for creating a sense of leadership with your children. And not like a dictatorship, like just an authentic, calm leadership. If you're not congruent in yourself, if you're all over the place and you're not like congruent energetically, then your energy will not be as strong. And it depends, I mean, you know, what your children are bringing. There's all sorts of things. But if you're congruent, you're in a better space. You can only be congruent if you're real with yourself. So coming back to the beginning where we talked about that you don't want to jump from this is going to suck to I'm going to skip down the aisle with rainbows and sunshine with my children. It's going to be awesome. I mean, you need to go to what feels available to you to truly be able to feel congruent and to feel in your belief system is okay with it. If you're trying to hold, this is going to be stressful, but nope, I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking rainbows and sunshine.
It's going to be great, surely. Think positive, think positive.
Yeah. Okay, there is, your energy is like all over the place inside. I'm trying to think positive, I'm trying to think positive.
And then also you get it like, there's proof that comes up that goes, see, that doesn't work, stupid energy shit. Like,
yeah.
Hope
you
that
swore on
means
the
we
live.
can
The Facebook will
share
cut us off. Yeah, so one of the pieces in congruency, and the only piece we'll get into today, is go for what is truly available if you really want to be congruent and strong in your energy. And you do sometimes need to hold and breathe, especially if this is an ongoing pattern and habit, because that means both of you have a script that runs. It gets triggered by something, and then often that triggers the other person, boom, to start their thing. Your trigger, your response triggers their start of theirs, and then you bounce off each other all the way through the script, which you've done so many times that you all know how it works. And so there's a little bit of work in just breathing and going, okay, wait a minute, intention and my energy. And it's really interesting, but that usually makes a massive difference, yeah?
Yes. And I've had experience of that in plenty of other realms. But this one I just had a particularly strong story, so it kind of requires a little more consciousness, just like more awareness around like the little rituals that I can create before we step into the store, and I'm in the store, and I can also bring my son into that too. Like we do talk about it, we're like beforehand, but we haven't really done it from this really connected, self-connected space.
Yeah. And as always, the very first piece of all of your energy work is awareness. And awareness comes from being clear on what's really moving underneath for Kaya and what's really going on for Oka. What are the needs and the expectations they're both holding about the experience. And there's your starting place. If you don't have that, it's kind of hard to shift your energy. If you don't know where you're at, you can't kind of get to a new space. You need your starting point to really navigate cleanly to a new energy.
Yes.
I think we're good today.
I think we are.
We've had a really quiet, we've had people popping in and out and saying hi, but it's been kind of quiet. If you've made it to the end, then you should definitely come to the masterclass, because it'll be right up your alley. We're going to dive deep into how you actually really do flow parenting and what flow parenting even means, like how we energetically move through in a really conscious way, working energy to create what we want in our experience of motherhood, to create the flow and put put straight, like you can put whatever you want on it, but at the end of the day, who you be and the energy that you work in a situation is way more needle moving than what you do.
Yes.
So come join us if you want to come and be part of that. Okay, I think that's it for today.
See you again really soon.
Bye.